Good morning guys, it's 6:20 in Warsaw. I'm about to leave and get a train to Krakow. Today I'm going on a trip across Krakow and then I'm going to be going to Auschwitz to do the Auschwitz tour. I'm filming in this mirror because I only have this wide 50mm lens, and if I try and turn it around so I can like hold it and face my face, it literally only gets my nose and my mouth. So this is my artistic interpretation and way to get around that. I got to run because I'm late, so I'll catch you guys in Krakow. I thought I would just talk through this part of the video. I went to Auschwitz yesterday. I decided not to film whilst I was on the ground, so I thought it would be inappropriate to be vlogging on a site of that nature. So I decided that I would just talk about how I found it and my experience whilst I was there. Just a few minutes, I think too long, and then get back to the rest of the video. I would highly recommend anyone that hasn't been or that's been thinking about going to Auschwitz to definitely go. It was one of the most harrowing, I think, one of the most moving experiences I've ever really had visiting a museum or site of that nature. I started off with the second camp, so Auschwitz II Birkenau, which is probably the image that everyone probably knows quite well, with the building with the spire on the top and the train tracks go through. And just getting there, like, that was kind of the start of the day, and it was very intense from the beginning. Just walking through that arch, knowing that that's where all the trains had passed through. I think everyone went through and kind of like sighed, and then inside it was the energy and just the air just felt very heavy, very dark. It was quite sad. It was very, very, very sad. And you know, it was very emotionally unsettling seeing how large the camp was and where all the gas chambers had been, and the barracks where they stayed, and the kitchens and the rooms they slept, and where they were made to walk. And actually, like, walking up the train track all the way to the end, you get to the point where they actually stop the tracks and split people into those who are going to go to be gassed and those that are kept as prisoners. So at the ramp, after they're separated, people were separated and moved to prisoners, you could then go to the end, and at the end we saw the gas chambers, and that was also one of the most intense moments. Two of them had been destroyed by the SS after the end of the regime, and so you couldn't see in this building, but they had a map showing you what they looked like and how they went underground and that kind of thing. And then there were memorials there as well, erected for different countries, people that had been victims of concentration camps. And I actually saw a lot of Jewish people there, and a lot of them wearing their flags, and I saw a group sing a song, and it was really moving actually to see, probably more so for them, seeing them come to a site like this and look at the history of their people. Actually imagine, I think, and feel how many people have passed through, and just walking on the actual paths. I found myself constantly thinking that this is so crazy to be on this site, because people actually walked this site and went through and lived it in history. And after that we went to the second camp, which is Auschwitz-Birkenau, which is the camp which is the main camp, and has the sign that says Arbeit macht frei. So being there, it's more of like a museum kind of setup, so the different barracks have been turned into different displays that go through the history and the story of Auschwitz. So they give you a bit of background into the war and history in Germany and how they began this kind of oppression of Jewish people, and then different blocks have been split into different countries. So the plight of like Polish, Jewish people, some of the French ones, and like Romanian, Lithuanians, a range of different kind of blocks that are built and split into different countries, and explains how they were moved from around Europe into Auschwitz. And then the most moving part of the whole day for me was when I went into one of the blocks that started to show the belongings of the people, and you see firstly the hair of all the women that were shaved to be sold on by the Nazis afterwards to be used to make profit and fill clothing, and then seeing the shoes, you see children's shoes, you see shoes for adults, and you see toothbrushes and glasses and combs, and it's horrible when you actually see it. I see it in person, and you connect that all the items belong to a person that had a family, a mum, a dad, friends, dreams, aspirations, their own story, and it ended, all their stories ended here because, you know, Regina decided to do that, and that really was hard to see those physical items in person. I've seen pictures of it before, and I obviously studied it at school in history like everyone else does, but I think it's so important to go and see these things in person and actually experience them, because it's very easy to become desensitized. I think that happened where you learn as history is like a case study and you move on to the next thing, and it almost becomes like stats sometimes. You know, 1.3 million Jews were killed here, and this many people were evacuated from this country, and this many people escaped, this many people were killed here, and you hear about the death toll and how many people were shot there, but it just becomes numbers. So being there in person and actually seeing these places physically really was such an experience to actually understand the atrocities that happened there. So, and at the end of the day, I went to the gas chamber on the main camp, and this was one of the other hardest parts of the day for me. And as I was walking through, I noticed one of the guys who was with his family saying that you could actually see on the walls where people had clawed as they were being gassed, just desperately trying to escape, going for their lives and just in such pain. And it was really, really horrible and so shocking and upsetting to see physically on the walls where you knew the spot you were standing, other humans, adults, kids, men, women had died being gassed, and they had been told they were going for a shower, and you can see the nail marks where they clawed through the walls, and there are so many and they're so deep. To be in that much pain, it's horrible. It was horrible to picture, and that actually kind of moved me to tears as well. So that was how the day ended. I think it was fitting to like finish on that note, because it really made me remember and like reflect on the whole experience. As I said at the start, anyone that's thinking of going or has wanted to go and isn't sure, I recommend it like wholeheartedly. It's such an experience, and it's definitely something that I think everyone should do to go to an experience and pay their respects and just understand this piece of history that I think is important. It's important not to forget. And I will definitely be going again in the future, and hopefully this time with an actual tour guide, because I went with a book. I was taken by a bus there, and I was given a book that you kind of self-guide yourself around, but I think it would add to it to be with a live guide who could tell you more stories about the different spots. And I heard other groups being told like personal stories about families that were in the pictures and they had more facts. I think that would be a good thing to experience as well, so I'll definitely be going back. So that was my experience at Auschwitz, and I think it's definitely worth going. Everyone should go and try and see it.